Are you interested in becoming a permanent part of the channel or having a direct impact on the type of content that I create? Well, now you can check out the Alliteration Gaming Patreon. Throughout it, you're going to find a handful of different tiers that can include special perks like shoutouts on the supporter card at the beginning of all my videos, access to the private channel in my Discord, and the ability to watch all of my content on Patreon a couple weeks early and totally ad-free. On top of that, the different video tiers will let you commission videos directly from me. We can build a deck together, you can send me some gameplay to commentate, or even select a character for me to spotlight. You can also now join the Alliteration Nation by becoming a channel member on YouTube. Pledging your subscription here is going to grant you a same spot on that supporter card and access to that same Discord channel, as well as hook you up with a member's badge that levels up and access to emotes when I stream on YouTube. I'm going to have the Patreon link down below to check out, and the Discord should you want to join that. And if you want to become a channel member, the join button is what you want to hit. If you end up supporting my work in any way, thank you so much. I'm incredibly grateful, and I can't wait to provide you with more top-notch content at my trademark top speed. Now, let's get on to the video. So this one's really funny. This one's really funny because you were just like, hey, I don't know what to build. Throw me something. And basically the first thought, you asked me specifically, what is your dream character? And this is one of my dream characters. I think this character is so cool, and I always have. I've just never found the cards that make me go, yeah, make this deck happen in this day and age, in this climate. But basically I was like, okay, this character's always been in the back of my head, and there's got to be some kind of 3 damage moves that have come out since set 2 was the last time I looked at this character. There's got to be something you can be doing on this character, so that is the mission I sent you on. So tell me about Chaos Uwabami here.
I've been doing that for a while just to piss people off.
It's cooking.
So I was looking at her effects, and like, she reads so well. She has so many good effects that are super niche, like in its own way, but like not, if that makes sense. So the first thing I thought was life. What under life would be cool? Because like, you see the earth symbol, but life symbol kind of seems a little off. And I saw Ruthless Mockery, and I'm like, hey, that doesn't leave the card pool when it does its effect. Obviously I didn't read the part where it says when it leaves, removed from the game. I thought it said when it goes to the discard pile, removed from the game. So that fell out the window right away. So I thought, okay.
Oh, you wanted to pick up Ruthless Mockery every turn, yeah.
Every single turn, yep.
Nope. Nope.
It would have been a pain in the ass for everyone but me. So then I thought, okay, well, what do the other symbols do? Because like Texas, like if I'm gonna play Earth, I'm just gonna do the Texas Smash, pick up the 3 damage Texas Smash, and throw it out there, just play the Earth package, and fall asleep. So it's like, no, so what does Chaos have? And then I saw Earth Beast Golem.
We did end up on Earth, just not in that way.
Well, we ended up on Earth, but we ended up on the cool Earth, the one with all the 0 diffs that do too much.
Yeah, this is true. We are definitely fulfilling our Chaos symbol tax here with our 19 0 diffs that are as good or better than all the ones in the game.
Well, look at how many 1s versus 0s and 2s I'm playing. Like,
yep, this is premium Chaos symbol stuff right here. But yeah, I mean, Uwabami reads, when you read Uwabami, you're like, okay, so this is just like a 7-hand size character, essentially a 7-hand size character that guarantees having 1 attack every turn, which means you have 2 attacks every turn with your 1s per turn, and that also ignores progressive / reduces difficulty and puts very menial stats, but stats on your things. How is this character not crazy? And yeah, the abilities are very niche depending on how you build your deck, right? That's the caveat, is can I build an Uwabami deck that makes all of these niche abilities not niche anymore? If all 3 of these effects are firing on all cylinders 24/7, this character's nuts.
And that's kind of what I was going for. Was so part of the idea is to fill up the discard pile via via checks, and then admittedly this is a turn 3, turn 4 deck. I do need a lot of cards in my discard pile to make things work the way I want to, but I feel like I have enough slowing down to make it happen, and a few other backup link coins. But the idea is to play Earth Beast Golem at the end of the string as if it ignored progressive difficulty. Right? So, because by that point I'll have used effects that got me momentum, and then in doing so, I will have a pretty big swing on a 5-speed move at the end of my string.
Yeah, you get to open with anything, go and use Uwabami, pick up my Earth Beast Golem, remove my 3. It's now just on a 5, and it's going to get even more damage. I'm going to snap my momentum, and then we're going to continue to do cool things like these meteor showers, these home run comets, these sludges.
Yeah, and like even if I play Earth Beast Golem at the end of the string, like I'd play it at the like my first play would be Blue Flame Palm Strike, get that momentum, right? Ideally, I'll have a Jolt already in momentum because I poked turn 2. Like this is all Magic Christmas Land shit. So, but every single attack, I'll be removing the 3 from the game because that's what she does. And then at the end of it, I'll have an Earth Beast Golem still on a 5 as my 3rd or 4th attack in the game in the turn, and it will just be if it's the 3rd attack, it would be a 5 mid 5 that will get that minimum 2 or 3 damage on his own pace, you know.
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're laying down now. Just use this on every enhance until we finally play our 3 damage move because we can stack it.
Yeah, because it does not want to. Yeah, it just keeps building up. So.
Yeah, no, that's super sick. I think Earth Beast Golem is really, really good for that too. And in general, it's just gonna have like that snap momentum is also just gonna leave us open to a lot of different lines on the Chaos symbol. You know, we've got Palm Strike, which is kind of like our backup Earth Beast Golem. That's super sick. We have 4 home run comets, which I'm guessing this is mostly here because it snaps some momentum in.
It snaps some momentum and everything except for I believe. Palm Strike.
Sludge and Earth Beast also will not proc it. It's actually
Earth Beast.
Earth Beast?
Oh no, it doesn't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no charge, no high, no yeah. So it's actually just our 3 up here: our jolts, our home runs, and our meteors.
For some reason, I thought one of them. No, isn't Blue Flame a charge?
Blue Flame is not. You would think so. Most of Dobby's stuff is a charge, but this is actually a punch.
I got confused there. Okay, I'll have to adjust some things.
For some that was going to be one of the first things I talked about. Is I think Meteor's perfect here, Jolt's perfect here because it's perfect everywhere. But Home Run is probably one of the first things that I want to swap out. I think there's better ways, better things we can be doing.
I thought something else was a high. That was on me.
No, it is totally okay. That's why we're here. So as far as attacks go, I have a little smorgasbord here of things that we can be doing. And so I mostly had something like Zero Gravity Lift here, just in case like you did want to focus more on the home run comets. But I think honestly, if we really want that snap momentum part of it, we should just be playing more Palm Strikes. I think more Palm Strikes is totally correct there. We're getting Powerful 3, which is like about as good as we're going to get if we're playing some amount of non-charges and non-highs. We're snapping the momentum in, and it's more Uwabami targets on top of a base 5 speed. The thing you were talking about doing with Earth Beast Golem, Palm Strike does just as well, if not better sometimes. Because they both have that 5 base speed. We can both bring them in way at the end of the string after stacking a bunch of Uwabamis, and it can be for 3 damage for every momentum rather than just 1.
Yeah, that's fair. I can see that.
Yeah. And also in general, I would just like to have more than 6 Uwabami targets. I think 8 is a good number. There's probably not much I would play past that. However, I do want to tell you that we're going to put in 1 Extendo Hair into this deck for when it kills them. If at any point in time we realize this kills them, we will go and grab this. Also, on-demand Deadlock +5 to our check.
That part's fair. I thought about Extendo Hair. I wasn't sure if it was quite what I was looking for.
I think it's extremely mediocre, but I think the one of is worth it because there will just be times where you're like, I'm sitting on a bunch of momentum. We've built some crazy big stage. Yeah, this probably just kills you. I'll just grab it. I'll just grab it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I can
I'll just snag it. It's also a mid block that we can snag if we don't want to aggress that turn, whereas both of these targets are high blocks.
Yeah.
So it makes that a little more open too.
One of the things that it was kind of iffy on was also Sludge. I just kind of toss it in because it does go with the deck, but I'm not,
I think
not sold.
I do have something in mind that I think when we have one momentum that we snap in, we can do better things with rather than sludge. For now,
Okay.
take these home run comets and turn them into 2 more palm strikes, and then put our 1 extendo hair into this bad boy.
Okay, so that leaves us with 19.
It does put us at 19. Now, as far as the sludge goes, let me talk to you about my good friend Double Trouble. When we get to snap in momentum with our on-demand 8 cards that we pick up on demand, Double Trouble feels super duper sick.
I don't know that.
So let me super duper sell you on it. This game plan that you're talking about with spamming Uwabami enhances to build up the big golem or the palm strike at the end. Imagine a world where we get to we play one of these, right? We open with one of these, snap a momentum in, Uwabami, pick up another one, snap a momentum in, chill. We go into their next turn with a couple momentum. We open with the Double Trouble, and then we just get to go play it, remove 3, do the Uwabami thing, echo it, remove 3 again, and now we basically get that free double up of our instance while making sure our card pool is not going to be, while making sure that -1 difficulty, we're actually going plus in, right? We played 2 Double Troubles at the beginning of our string. Our next one has -2 now. We're actually going plus in difficulty curve because there's only one thing in our pool.
And it does have a filter, so yeah, okay, I'm down for that.
It is a super duper sick filter as well. I think 2 Double Trouble over the 2 Sludge would be super sick.
So 3 Double Trouble.
So I'll put in 2 Double Trouble, and then I think 2 is an okay number because we want to see it like weirdly incidentally. But the other thing that I actually want to talk about is we need Ice Storm in here. This is our Breaker 2 that we get to pick up every turn.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, it's our Breaker 2 that we got to pick up every turn. I don't know if you need like a massive amount. I mean, Ice Storm's just like a really good card in general, right? Like it's just always Breaker 2. We also are, again, we're snapping momentum in like crazy. It's a nutty finisher as far as powerful is concerned. It's very good.
It sure is a nutty finisher. So yeah, okay, I'm totally down for that. I think
throwing like
the
2
one
Ice
of them.
Storms.
2 go for 21 attacks.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay.
And
then I would probably put 2 more to the side just in case I needed them.
For sure, most definitely. Everything else in here is kind of incidental. I think Cheerful Uppercut is also something that to think about. You might end up liking this better than Ice Storm, or maybe you could side it and like swap the 2 Ice Storms in for 2 Cheerful Uppercuts instead, like go back and forth, because like sometimes one in the pool is better than Breaker 2, depending on like how their deck plays. Because some decks are really good at playing around Breaker, and again, it's the same thing, right? You get to pick this up every turn. Alternatively, if you just want a random one, right, the one that comes in via the maneuvers, I'm sorry, the uppercut, we can just grab if we want.
That's true. We just draw a random card. That's kind of cute.
I will never get used to seeing the 8 on Ectoplasm clones. That's so funny.
Have you ever seen Red Eye Capsule?
I have. It's
16.
Yep. It's actually hilarious. But yeah, so uppercut is something I would also consider. And you know, like it's very, very similar, right? It's also a low. It's a little bit faster. It doesn't have the messed up deadlock, but it does have powerful 4, right? But just 1 instance of it. They're very, very comparable. I think they're super interchangeable depending on like what you just fight more often, right?
Yeah, just kind of depends on the deck.
Yeah, it totally just depends on the deck. But I think this is super sick. Especially like the Double Trouble in tandem with Meteor Showers are gonna let us. These cards are gonna let us do very, very similar things. Just in having this like, hey, I've gone through a bunch of my deck. I've built up a bunch of momentum because every turn I'm gaining like 1 to 2 momentum, depending on if I draw one of these. Like think about it this way, right? If you draw any of your 12 attacks, your 4 jolts, your 4 palm strikes, your 4 golems, you're getting 2 momentum every turn because you're going to open with one of these and then pick up one of them and get a second momentum, right? You can pick up one of these. Like you're going to be able to play Meteors and Double Troubles like crazy.
Yeah, no, I do appreciate that this deck is just going to get a lot of momentum, and then I also have the one of Battle Arena just in case one of them hits. That's 2 momentum.
Yep,
Oh,
and your jolts are always hitting, right? So full send. Palm strike, if you're not powerful in it, it's probably always hitting. Who's trying to block this 5 mid for 3? Very few
no
people.
one.
Very few people. And then also like we're playing 4 cremations, man. We're gonna have so much momentum.
Yeah, that was one of the things. Like, that all my deck is onto something, isn't it?
Yeah, dude, this card's pretty wild. This card's pretty wild.
Not okay.
Yeah, there's a world where like you get that free momentum turn 1, you open like Palm Strike, now you're like, dang, I could just have like a 10 damage Ice Storm right now on my first turn of attacking if I truly felt like it. I could just echo it up right here, right now.
You're damn right. You can.
It's some spicy stuff. It's some spicy cool things. As far as the foundations go, yeah, we have our 19 zeros here. Yeah, I got no issues with, especially for Pride and for requesting with the way all of our attacks are snapping momentum in. Yeah, 3 release is the correct number. 4 and 4 of these free stat beasts. We're a stat beast deck. We love our incidental +1s. These are just like super duper fine. Literally zero issue with these. Struggling and Chivalrous, I kind of wish we had more of. Do you think we need Wealthy Aspirations in this deck?
Yes, it's more momentum.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we have so much though. It might be a little bit much.
So the idea is, the idea is to dunk on them with Earth Beast Golem and its 5 speed at the end of the chain.
Okay, I'm here for it. Let me actually rephrase my question. Do you think that we need Forced Quirk? This one feels like the more extra one.
I can cut that one down to 1. I do like the removal aspect. You know, sometimes they have a problem foundation.
Do be having some problem foundations sometimes. What about for Carpool to work?
I just like the card. It's one of my favorite cards from the new set.
I do like it.
I love it.
It's
not necessary, but it is just a momentum piece, and it also, like, let's just say I don't want to use the momentum. I can still pick it up with my character because sometimes I don't always block with my breaker 2s or whatever.
Right.
So I can pick this up and say I will always have a momentum on demand if I need it. You know.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. We do get to block with it early and not lose it before we get our momentum, which is pretty cool. Friend of Animals is just here to shove golems into momentum.
Golems, or does it say attack, or does it also count itself?
An ally attack.
Yeah, so it adds.
It adds double trouble now as well.
Yeah.
That is not bad. So the main thing when I'm looking at our foundations here is we're like a super duper stringy deck here, especially now that like we have even more momentum. We have the meteors on top of the double troubles. We're reducing difficulty on several like 3 damage moves. Like we're doing a lot of really good like stringing in this deck. And we do have some stat beasts here, but I really want more +1/+1/+1/+1s across our foundations right now.
That's what I think.
I want to be making every little attack that we're stringing super easy a little more threatening. So something like Feeling Cute for a little bit more speed on our moves, I really like. I also have 2 cards here that I think rarely see play, but I think our deck could be in a weird position to actually play them quite well, and that's Frame of Mind and Effortless Movement. Frame of Mind being just kind of like a cheaper version of like the snap momentum that we might find in like Friend of Animals, and Effortless Movement is actually kind of sick in this deck because if we open, I mean, obviously it's very good with the meteors and the double troubles, right?
Obviously. It's really good, really.
And then if we open with Palm Strike or Earth Beast Golem, we then get to go Uwabami, pick up a second copy of one of these, and then boom, Effortless Movement is online with the +1s.
Yeah. Okay.
I think this card is really sick in our deck. And
the incidental one is not bad too.
Yeah, it's also a really nice draw, and it's like a super usable +2 low block. I think like 2 or 3 of these in our deck would feel really good, especially because like, man, the more we get, if we get like 2 of these on board, holy cow, man, we're stat beasts.
Yeah, I definitely see that. I kind of just ignore the card because I don't always, Yeah. Okay. No, I dig.
Yeah, and it's also just like the draw power is also really, really, really nice. It's really, really good draw power, which is something that like the chaos symbol does kind of randomly struggle with.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Looking at this, it's like all of my cards except for Extendo Hair and Ice Storm are going to be strung very frequently. You know.
Yeah, because meteor showers will always lead into a second meteor. Double trouble will always lead into a second double trouble. And if we hard draw a palm or a golem, they can always lead into a second one because we are Uwabami. I think that's very cool.
Yeah, and then like 4 ofs into these decks, like they're probably gonna draw one, and one of them's gonna be in the bin. Like, it's just gonna happen.
Yeah, it's super easy, and like it's twice per turn, so we have to play like 3 attacks to get like the full value of it. But that's okay, because like that's kind of what our deck wants to do anyway.
Yeah, we're stringing anyway. So.
Yeah, I
dig that actually.
I think we could put like Carpool to a 3 of.
Yeah.
We could put Forced Quirk to a 1 of. And we could put Friend of Animals to a 1 of.
Yeah, I think so.
Honestly, like, do I even commit anything for cost?
No, we cannot use the response on it. That's why I was kind of saying if you wanted a card like this, I think that either more Forced Quirks or something like the Frame of Mind could just be better. The Frame of Mind, I think it's cute snap momentum on a 2 diff, but I think if you really wanted to play a 2 diff that snaps momentum by clearing itself, if you want to get the full value of it, probably actually just put more Forced Quirks at that point.
Right, and like Forced Quirk, it picks one, so I could just grab a Jolt.
Yeah. On demand, grabbing a Jolt and a Meteor is super strong. I actually think I'm just more into that. Yeah. Get this Friend of Animals out and put my second Forced Quirk back in.
Yeah.
I actually think
that's the thing about Forced Quirk is that it's unique. Decks cause it to leave, so it's like.
Yeah. Like you're super okay playing it as like a 2 of or even as a 3 of in some decks, which I think is super sick. Or truly, I also had like Charged Up as an alternative here to Forced Quirk. But we're only playing 4 Jolts, or we didn't put Gravlifts into the deck, so I'm not as into this card.
Yeah.
Charged Up is good when it's conditional, or when it's conditionless, right?
Yeah.
That's when the card gets super good. Our block zones are still super balanced, so I'm not really worried about putting Self-Assured into our deck. That was just kind of like a backup plan. Graceful Maneuvers, I think, could be really solid speed reduction if you wanted to devote some card slots to that. I know we have 25 health, and we can recur a break or 2 once we find it, but we are still a little bit squishy.
Yeah, I'm looking at this, and I actually don't see a whole lot of proper defense.
No, we don't really have any way to interact with our rivals, with our rival at all, actually, during our turn, except for, like, Jolt is kind of it.
And release.
Oh, yeah. We do have release. We do have release. You're super right. We have release. And, like, struggling to an extent. I think of all of our momentum foundations, we can cut a few of those slots for some more defense. So somewhere between Carpool, Forced Quirk, and Wealthy Aspirations. I think one of those could go.
I think cut 1 Carpool, 1 Wealthy will do it. Just have them be a bunch of 2 to us.
Yeah, that could... Actually, hang on. Hear me out here. I'm actually not sure how I looked at this list and didn't say, let's put this card in. This is the... If we want speed reduction while our deck is getting 1,000,000 momentum, boom. Oh, I'm inept. Boom. Cool student. Yeah, I actually like that way better. And
yeah, we're already building a ton of momentum. Like
we're gonna have so much momentum. This is pitch a momentum for -2 speed or +2 to our check, which again is gonna help our strings along. Which it's like the same rate as Graceful, right? Graceful commits for -3 after your first block. This is leave it ready, pitch momentum for -2 speed. It's the same stat exchange, but we get it multiple times when we have several momentum.
Yeah, no, that's good. No, I appreciate that.
This is also something I just thought of, but this card kind of wild in our deck. Because it just goes through our discard pile.
Oh, true. you're right. It
Like
does mill
it goes and
farm.
it goes and it finds our palm strikes and golems in there. It goes and it fills us up with meteor showers. It goes and it finds. All right, so we can't pick up the ice storm, but it just helps us go through our deck a lot faster, and I think that's kind of super good.
No, I agree with that. No,
I think I like that better than first day of class. I mean, we can try and play both. We could try and play both. We've got a lot of 2-ofs right now, and if at any point in time you feel like one of these 2-ofs could go to make our deck a little more consistent. But I think as far as buffing our checks out, I mean, I get like this one buffs our second one, this one buffs our first one, so they are a little different. Like they are a little different.
I tend to be more worried about the second one than the first one.
Yeah, if we want to go and jam like our second golem or palm on a 6, it being on a 4 is quite nice. Is there anything else you think we could? I think one with nature has to stay because it's one with nature.
Yeah, one with nature has to stay. I'm thinking
might have to pick between one of our 3 momentum mounts, our momentum generators.
So here's my thought actually is what if we do one struggling with studies and one effortless? Because like struggling with studies, we already have that in our character.
So not exactly, right? Struggling lets us block again. This just keeps our attack for the next turn, right?
Right.
It's quite different.
More what I'm saying.
I think
Go
I think 3 struggling is like bare minimum for its symbols.
Okay.
I think this is like I don't know. This card's just crazy, man.
Okay. The other suggestion is maybe cut down to 3 cremation.
We could do that. I'm down to make cremation a 3 of.
And then cut 1 effortless movement because I think that the stat. Oh no, because it is. I can stack it, but at the same time, am I going to stack it? That's the question.
I think this card's so good in our deck. I want it to stay at 3. I really like it at 3.
No, that's fine. It's just like I'm just trying to think because like I think everything else at 2 just feels right as well.
Yeah. So I guess it's a question of do you feel like this could be a better 2-of than any of these current 2-ofs inside of your deck? Do you like that more?
I think I would like it as much as the other 2-ofs because it also like I want on board. It also checks a 6, so it's not bad. And like it's got a low block. Low blocks are always the hard one.
So I think between like wealthy, force quirk, and card pool, we have 3 2-ofs here that give us momentum, and we have 1 2-of that buffs our checks. Could it be 2 2-ofs that give us momentum and 2 2-ofs that buff our checks?
Why not?
Yeah. And so, which of these 3, which do you like the least?
The least?
Yeah. Which one would you feel okay taking out of the deck? Between
we all do it in different ways, though. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
It's like, because like what I like about card pool is that it's not just with the block, but it's also like if I add it to momentum through things like Blue Flame Palm Strike, and then I powerful 3, well, let me get the momentum back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like that part by itself is so good. That's why I like it. It refreshes.
Yeah, it's like always online. It's also a low block, which is getting to be a little important. We've got 17 of them left in here.
And that's the thing is that the Wealthy Aspirations is also.
I think Force Quirk is the weak link.
But it's not the weak link. It's a good removal.
We don't have to put League Interview in the deck. It is truly up to you. I just think that it would be super sick to find our stuff faster.
So that's the thing is that we already cut 1 cremation, and I think.
Each one of it.
Okay, 1.
Okay.
I mean, 1's not bad. It's probably the biggest unique on the board.
I think it's perfectly
fine. Because it is basically unique, right? Like it's first form. It's
yeah. It does say flip for -1 speed, which so you know if you find a second copy, it's fine. But yeah, no, I think it's a super fine 1-of.
Yeah, I think that is the spicy 1-of because like I don't need it, but I also don't mind it.
Yeah, that puts us to 66 cards, makes our 21 attacks make a little more sense. I think this is ready to rock and roll.
I think it's really good too. I really dig this.
Yeah, I think this is cute as heck. I have a super soft spot for like chaos decks right now that play Meteor and Double Trouble really well because I'm just like so into the idea of oh no, I only drew 2 attacks in my 6 cards. Oh, I actually have 7.
Right,
Because
and like
like
that's what.
this is gonna echo, this gets my other meteors, and then Uwabami goes grab one. Lock it up, boys.
Right, and like that's the thing is that like she's so good at this because the card set stat momentum she just grabs for free. Like she just doesn't care. I want it.
Yeah, no, it's sick. Like this deck feels like we are now a 725 that is gonna get to just abuse all of the good chaos things because we get to go and tutor them that give us so much momentum and then just make so many cards way better than they have any right being.